Right, it's well, 15th of February, very cold evening, must be about 8 o'clock in the evening now, and I'm down in my workshop, and I wanted to drill a hole in a patras like this, the very brittle ones. So I thought, well, I'll make a drill and drill a hole in it, and I've drilled it. There it is. I've actually drilled two, because what I want this for is I want to isolate our immersion heater and put in an isolation switch between the eddy, which is control bit of kit, and the immersion heater, so that I can manually switch it off if I want to, without waiting for the thermostat to operate, and therefore make more use of the eddy. So I drilled the holes. It worked out very well. There's the one. In, just went straight through, and same with the other one. So after doing it, I thought, well, why didn't I make a video of that? And I made quite a rough video. It doesn't show it very well, so I'll endeavour to do it again and show you how I made the drill in such a manner that it would perform that function. So the first thing I done was I cleaned up the face, because I've been grinding various bits of screws and whatever on this grinder, and the face gets rivulets in it, or ruts, and therefore you've got to clean that up first, because if you're going to use it to grind a drill, then you want a flat face. And the way I done that, this is my diamond dressing stick, and I've got a little thing there. I can use it without that if you like, because I can go like that. I can just go put my finger there and then just push it across like that. That's what I normally do. But I've also got this, and it's very handy because I can set it, and as the grind wheel wears away, I can redress it and just alter it on that little thing there. So what we'll do is perform the operation again and see what you think of it. And I haven't got any power switched on, which shows I am doing this ad lib. And so we'll switch on and see what happens. I'd stand to one side when the grinder comes on, just in case something flies out or the wheel is cracked, which I've never encountered. And there it is. I put it against there. I want to dress it, so I just bend it in until I can see that little spark, and go to the end here and just go. But it has been dressed once before tonight, so I don't want to overdress it. And there we are. So this is the twist drill I used, and it was a broken drill. It had actually snapped in half, and there's a piece of the old piece of that it broke, but because the land is still there, that doesn't matter. The land, which is the outside piece, is still whole, so that doesn't matter. So let's grind this off now and make a new drill. If you notice, I put one finger there and one finger there, and I use my thumb to control the drill itself, and I use this to make the operation, and therefore I get the same angle every time. Go to there, and as soon as you touch the grinding wheel, you start to turn. It's like shoveling muck. If you were standing in a trench, which we may not have done, and you're shoveling muck, it's like that. Throw it over your shoulder, and that's quite easy. And then when you do that, you maintain the same thing. You just turn it around, and then you come back at the same angle. It's important that this angle that you've decided on is maintained. Otherwise, the one side will be different to the other. So we have 1, 2, say, give it 4, 3, 4. Now then, I can still see the old web where I ground the web there. Can you just see a little spot there right in the V there, and another one there? That's where I thinned the web. So we carry on and get rid of those to to go back to basics. So here we go again. Now then. So they've gone now. Those have gone. And I can have a look at that. Now then, what I want to do now is I'm quite happy with that, with the angle of that 120 degrees. It's a little bit more than that, right? That doesn't bother me too much, so long as the length of the sides are correct. And I look at the length of the sides by putting my fingers there to avoid the wheel. I put my thumb, because that's a white background, and I look at that and I think, is that right? And then I have another look and I think, is that right? Now I haven't got enough light there, so I'm going to turn one of my lights on for now. Turn that one off, this one off, and just have a look. Now we turn that one on, that one off, and I'm going to look at it in that light. It's too light for the camera, but I'm going to look and look at the length of that face there, and I take a mental image of that length, and then hold it in my mind, and I turn it over, and I look at the other length of the other one, and I note that this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, this is slightly smaller than that one. So you always grind up the smaller face. This is the smaller face. And I've also noticed that the angle is a little bit too wide. It's more like 125, 126 degrees, and 120 degrees. So I'm going to just improve that a little bit now while we're there. So instead of being on there, I'm going to turn it a bit like that. You see that coming off? No, you can't, because I got the light on. So I'm going to turn that light off now. Now then, so we go on there, and we go on there, and that should be about right. I'm going to turn the light on again just to check. I can get a nice picture. That's better. The angle's better. It's more like 120 degrees now. That is, yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah. So just look at the web now to see you've got a nice web angle, which is there. Turn the light off because it's too much for the camera. The web angle coming up and goes off with an angle, and that's correct. So the next thing that I've got to do, and the light is too dark for me, is that I want to, first thing I want to do is thin the web. Thin the web, and the way you do that, you put that angle there, comes off at 30 degrees to the stone, and then you put it down till you reach where you want to go, and then you move across very, very slightly, come out. So I'm going down 30 degrees. It's about 45 degrees from there, not like that, but halfway, and level with the wheel. So you've got a lot to think about now. Putting that in there to hold me, and I'm putting that in there to keep it together. So have a look. Now I've moved all my stuff. I can't. That's better. That's better. So there we are. So I'm going to get that 30-degree angle. Yeah, about there. That's about there. I'm straight now in line with the side of the wheel. Drop down. Going in there now. Coming across. Have a look. And that is, I've thinned the web on that side. I think that's pretty good, that is. Now I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to thin the web on this side. So, there we are. I got my finger there to steady myself, and my other fingers on this side to keep it right, keeping in line with the wheel. 45 degrees, looking straight at the wheel. 30 degrees is the cutting angle is sticking out. Go down and across, and I think that's pretty good. Now then, I can have a look at that now, and I think that is about bang on, but I'm going to turn the light on so I can see, because the light is too. That is good. That's good. Nice. I thinned the web. I'm very satisfied with that now. Now then, so that should cut, but going through plastic, if it's going, it'll all of a sudden dive through, because the angle of the flute is too sharp. If you can imagine something cut in like that, cut in across like that, and when it reaches, it dives through. But if it was 90 degrees to the flute, it would scrape through, wouldn't it? So what we got to do is, where the flute is coming across here, we're going to make that edge there 90 degrees or straight with the shaft. Instead of running round, it would be straight down. If you could continue that line, it would go straight down. So that's what we're going to do now. So this is what we do, is we put it there like that. That's on there, that's on there, or what's it most comfortable for you. And then try and get, because they're virtually parallel, they're not quite parallel, so that's got to be falling back a little bit, you know, from experience. So I put it there, and then I just get it till it's just almost touching the edge of the wheel. Everything is in order, it's at the right angle, and I just bring it across for the touch. Let's have a look, see what happened. No, it's a little bit towards the web side. It wants to be parallel, so I know that I've got to come across a little bit. And there it is. There it is. I can see it. And if you look, there's a parallel piece. I've destroyed it a little bit on the website, but you can see that parallel shine, and that is correct, because that's turned it from diving along with the flute. It's now parallel with the thing. So we can turn this around now and do the other side, and you'll see what happens. Got it ready to go in. I'm got ready now. Everything's ready. Having a look. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I'll bring it across. It's almost right. You can see it shining there, but it wants a little bit more the top end. Just and it wants just a little bit more at the top end yet. I'm getting it. It's giving us a little bit of flat now, and that's it. That's ground that parallel there. But this one is perfect. So I'm going to make. See, that's wider. That parallel is wider than this parallel. So I'm going to just open this one a bit to make it. Don't really have to, but I'm going to do it just to make it look right. And there we are, we've opened that a little bit. So that's it. So what we've got now is we've got those angles are right. We thinned the web, and we put that parallel with the shaft, and not parallel with the flute. And we've done the same there. So now that should work. So let's see how it goes. Now then, here, I'll take you across here now to here. I've set up a box, which hopefully it will drill through. It's one of these strong boxes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up this little battery drill. Because what we want to do is we don't want a huge drill to drill it with, something that's quite comfortable. And this battery drill will just bring it out now, because it's not quite right, is it? So let's go up like that and come on out. There we are. That's it. And we put it on here now and see whether this will drill through without diving through or without causing any problems. So what are we on? We're on the fast. We're on the fast, and we got the. And the reason I'm doing this is I don't like things like that. I like to get them in the corner or close to the corner, so I make them myself. And see how that, because the flute has been made parallel, it isn't diving in. It's doing it away quite nicely. So here we go. Now what I've got to do is this is an old box, obviously, because it's been well worn, so I can show you again and again, and we'll see what happens. Now the reason that's done that is because somewhere in there's an extra section, and therefore it's interfering with it. But if we went here, in the corner here, so where you've got two walls, it does tend to stick, but we'll just have a look. There we are. It does go through, all right. So that's it. So if you grind your drills like that, or going into plastic, then you shouldn't have any bother. That's it. Now then, let's see how close the hole is to size, shall we? Just take that off. Good. 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 Just a little bit tight on the back because that's the way it is, and so that's is what I do, and I hope that is of some benefit to you, and we'll see how it goes. And if it looks all right, I'll stick it on YouTube as part of one of my videos on what I do. Okay.